so let us get started. So first thing I want to draft is a square neckline. So how do you achieve your square neckline? Okay, this is just a mini pattern. So this is just example, just like a guide. So let's do like this. Let us use 1.5 here. And then you also come down, let's say by, this is just a sample. This is not for an adult. This is not an adult pattern. This is just like a miniature pattern, okay? So how do you get the square neckline? When you hear square, square is like this. A square is like this. You understand? That is a square. So how do we get the square? Let's do like this. And then like this. Okay, so the square neckline, I want it to be clearer. You know, when we hear anything square, square is like this. A square is like this. So we want the neck to be like in this form of box shape, okay? So you just have to get your ruler to make everything straight. So like this. Then you come down again to make like this. So this is a square. This is already giving me the shape of this, you can see. So it's already giving us like this. This is what we call square. So when you go ahead and cut it, you will have your perfect square shape, okay? Is this not beautiful? Is this not beautiful? So this is a square shape. This is how it's going to be. This is square. This is square. This is a square neckline. Okay. Yeah, so let's go ahead to the next one. Let's go ahead and do the round neckline. You know, I already went ahead and like just draft like a basic pattern. I already went ahead to do the armhole and the rest. This is just for practice sake, okay? So now we want to go ahead and do our round neckline. So let me just get something here. So all together here I'm having like 4.75. So let me take 2.5 here, and let me just come down by, let's say 3. Yeah. So now how do you get a perfect round shape? We can go ahead and first do the square like we did in the first one. So where's my ruler? You know, I have 2.5 here. So let me mark it nicely. Let me go ahead and also do my 2.5 here. So we can first get our square. We can first get the square. Okay, you see this is square. This is square neckline. So now we want to get our round neckline. So you can now go from this corner here. Just go in by, let's say it's an adult pattern. Now you can go out by 1, but because this is a small pattern, let me just go out by half an inch. Okay. So if it is a normal regular and if it is an adult pattern, you go out by 1 inch from this sharp corner here. So you come at 1, it's not a big deal. Let's go out by 1. Okay, so now you just have to connect the 3 lines together. You connect here, here, and here together. okay, to give you a perfect round neckline shape. Okay, so add. So you go ahead and do like this. Beautiful round neckline. Okay, see, round neckline. Okay, so this is how you get your neckline. You go ahead and get a square first, and then you go out by 1 inch, and then you connect the dots here together to give you the perfect round neckline. You see how it is looking so beautiful. So let's go ahead to the third one. So we have the off-shoulder neckline, but this one is not off-shoulder neckline. This one is the one that have the shoulder. So I am going to do, let me say 2.75 is fine. Then let me come down by, let's say 4 inches. So I still want to get my square, okay? I still want to get the square. It's like this. I still want to get my square shape first. You can see this is my square shape. So I'm using a marker pen, but I want to use a pencil first. I want to do it on a free hand now. Let me say from here, let me come by, let's say 1 inch. Let me get the midline. The midline of this one is it's this is the mid here. Okay, so I'm trying to get the middle line to make it centralized. So now we want to do the sweetheart neckline. So this is just a freehand mode. We'll come like this, and then let's drop it down back here. Can you see? Let me use the marker to make it bold. So like this, and then like this. Okay, the sweetheart neckline, this is it. So let's cut it and see how it's going to look. Please don't go and cut here. This will be where we are going to cut. We are going to cut here like this, then you cut here as well. Don't cut like this, please. If you cut neckline, so let me put this one. So the off shoulder sweetheart neckline, let's go. Okay, and do the off shoulder neckline. And it also, as we are doing the sweetheart neckline, so it also depends on how deep you want the neckline, how deep you want the sweetheart to be. From this chest line, some people might leave it on this chest line, some people might come down by 1 inch. Yeah, you may come down by 1, you can come down by 2, depends on how you want your sweetheart neckline to be, or depend on what your client wants. But for this practice purpose, I'll just stay on this chest line. I'm not coming down at all. So let me go up by, let's say 1 inch. Yeah, let me go up by 1 inch. So you can actually use your free hand also. Let's say you don't have all these rulers, all these curve rulers. Let's say you don't have it. You can also use your free hand to do it. okay, and then you connect to this armhole neckline. Can you see? You connect back to this armhole, to this chest line here, that is the armhole. So let's say you come down by, let's say, half or one, then let's say you come down by half, you do like this, okay. Let's say you came down by one, you also come like this, and then you blend it to wherever you want it to be. From your chest line, you can go up by one, you can go up by two, depending on how revealing or you don't want it to reveal your chest. So okay, so but you must just take the measurement from your client, where your client wants it. If your client doesn't want something revealing, then you must go from your chest line, you must go up. But if your client wants something revealing, you can stop on this chest line, okay. So but this one is not for the this one would not reveal too much. So okay, let me come down from the chest line by half, and then you just go ahead. Let me use this one like this, okay, like this, and then you blend it to here, you blend it back to your armhole line, okay. So this is how it's going to be. Make sure this place is not pointed, let it be round. So let's go ahead and give it a cut out. Can you see? Very beautiful. So this is Sweetheart. Okay, so this is Sweetheart off shoulder. And why do we call it a sweetheart neckline? Because of this shape. This shape, just like you want to draw a love shape. So this is a sweetheart. This shape makes it a sweetheart one. So this is an off shoulder one, okay. So this is an off shoulder sweetheart neckline, okay. So you can make it deep, depends on what you want, okay. You can make it still come down and blend like this, so depend on what you want, but this shape makes it a sweetheart neckline. Asymmetric neckline or monostrap. Why do we call it asymmetry, and why do we call it, or why do we also call it a monostrap? Monostrap, when you hear monostrap means one. Mono is one, so monostrap, that means one strap, that means one shoulder. You can call it one shoulder. So it's going to be like this. Let me I don't know if I can still remember this. Okay, so now it's gonna be like this. You know, this is the shoulder. This is our shoulder here. So it's going to be like this. That's one shoulder. It's not going to have a shoulder on both sides. It's going to have shoulder on one part. Let me just use this one to illustrate better. Okay, so let us okay, so from our shoulder line to, let's say, where do we want it to be? Let's say, do we want maybe 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches? How deep do you want it to be? Okay, so let me take like this, like let's say 2 inches. Okay, so I hope we can all see better. So I want to make it like this. See, I want to connect. I already measured how deep I want it to be, okay, like this. So I just went ahead and connect like this, okay. So instead of me to cut like this, to cut both neck together, I won't go ahead and do that. Then I'll here. If you want to draft a mono strap or an asymmetric, you can't draft it on half block. You must make sure you draft it on a full scale block, okay. We can connect it down as well to meet our chest line here, but please make sure that when you're doing this, you know we usually have a dart to the waist. Make sure you tighten a bit also from here so it doesn't appear too wide or too loose. So let's do like this. So this is my one shoulder, because if you go ahead and do it like this, if you go ahead and cut your mono strap like this, make sure let me show you what I'm trying to say here. Because if you leave it like this, it will be too wide. It will be too wide. Okay. So let me do something. Let me just share you the tip. So when you get your let me do like this. Let's say I have 3 here, 3 here. So let me go ahead and get my my darts. I want to get my dart, okay. Let me use 0.5, 0.5. So let's connect the dart legs. So what I'm trying to say now is, you know, just because this is a small scale pattern, so make sure you also tighten it here. So you tighten it to make sure this space is not too wide, okay? Because this neck, when you cut it out, it will be too wide. So you make sure you also take a dart here. So, and when you want to cut it out, you close it, okay, and then you cut. It won't affect anything, okay. So this is how mono strap looks like. This is one shoulder, okay. So let's go ahead to the other one. Okay, so now I want to cut out a boat neckline. Go ahead. So you know everything I have here on this shoulder is 4 inches. So the shoulder of boat is always tiny, not too wide. The shoulder is, let me do it like, when I finish cutting my shoulder, I'm going to have a total inch of 1. I just want what I have here on this shoulder to be 1, okay. So I'm going to come down, let's say by 3. You know, for your front, you must come down by 3 inches. That's the standard because of our neck bone, okay. So it can fall on that neck bone. So all you just have to do is like this. So let's cut out. Yeah, this is a boat neckline. You know, the standard measurement for the front is 3 inches depth, okay, for the front. So that's where our neck bone is, our neck collar bone, okay. So it must be there, but let me show you, like, it must not come down too much, just because this is an example, like, so it should be like this. but it must just be on that your neck or on your collarbone, okay? And on normal human is we come down by 3 inches depth for the front, so it's just going to be like this, okay? So it must not be too deep, it must just be around that your neck collarbone, that is both neckline, okay? So let's go ahead to the next one. So let's get let's say 2.5 here. Depend on how deep you also want it to be. That's, let's say, 4 inches. So what do you have to do? You take a straight ruler and then you connect, okay? Just straight V, and then you will have your V neckline. So this is a V neckline, okay? So let's do something else. Okay, let's do the Queen Annie, okay? So how do we get it? So this is my shoulder and this is my chest line. So let me get like the middle line. Let me put it here. So it will serve as a guide to me. It will serve as a guide for me, okay? So from this point, let me come in by, let's say, 1.5 inches, okay? So I'm going to connect a curve from this my chest line to this place. Yeah, let me show you guys. Like this, okay? Then I'll connect to where I want my shoulder line to be, to here. So I don't want this place to be straight just like this. Let me give it a little bit of curve. I don't want it to be too curved, but let's just do something like this, okay? Can you see? Like this, and then like this. So let me cut it out for you to see. Can you see? This is a Queen Anne. This is how it's going to look. And if you want this place to just be very small, if you want from this armhole to this place, if you want it, if you don't want it to be too wide like this, you can make it, let's say, like 1 inch, depend on what you want, okay? And then you connect it back to your neckline here, to your shoulder line rather, and then you recurve it, okay? So let's do it. Let's cut it out and see what it gives us. Can you see the difference? I made this place a bit smaller, okay? So this is Queen Anne neckline. This is how it's going to be. Okay, so we want to do an illusion plunge neckline, okay? Illusion plunge neckline. So the illusion plunge neckline, it goes right into to the waist, okay? It goes right into our waist, okay? Let me draw it for you. We can do the normal. Okay, so it's going to be like a yoke, okay? The illusion plunge neckline is like a yoke. So the first thing is, let's get our neckline first, the neckline, the normal neckline. Let's say 3 by 3, okay? So now, how do we cut the illusion plunge? This is our center front. So from here, let's come like this. Like we're drawing, like we want to have like a sweetheart neckline, okay? But we are not going to connect it to the center front here. We are not going to connect it to this middle line. So we can just let's come out by, let's say, 1 inch or 1.5, okay? So let me stop here like this. So now to this place, you know, it's unfold like this, okay? So now like this, anything you have here, it will be double. So if we come in, let's say we are using 0.5, okay? This is 0.5. So when you open it, it's going to be 1 inch. So you just connect from this your waist to this place. Yeah, let's use this ruler. Okay, but make sure this place is not sharp. We'll curve it out. Let me do it nicely. Where's my cleaner? Okay, let's do it like this. Okay, I hope you can see it better. Okay, the first thing is to get your normal neckline. Okay, then you draw it out like you're making like a sweetheart neckline shape. Okay, then whatever you have on your chest line, let's say here I have 1.5 inch, and this place I came in also by half an inch. So you just connect here to this place. So this is how it's gonna be. So this place that we'll cut out will be like our yoke, where you can put in, this place will be our yoke, so it will be a mesh. You are going to put a mesh here, okay? So now I have my illusion neck. Like, let me cut it out for you to see. Okay, so and I'll go ahead and cut this my neckline. So this one that I'm holding is going to serve as my yoke. So this will be our yoke. So you can now use your skin tone mesh for this part. Okay, I need my stick here. Okay, so can you see now? So this is called illusion plunge neckline. Okay, you can see how beautiful it's looking. So you can also use your normal material for this one, depending on what you want, and you can also use a mesh, a skin tone net also. So this is how it's going to look like. Okay, okay, I want to do another neckline. I call it plunge. It's called plunge neckline. So it's like V, but it is not V. Okay, so let me get my V first. And when you hear plunge, that means it's going to be a little bit deeper. It's going to be a little bit deep. Okay, so this is my chest line. This is my bust point here. So let me connect to this place. So this is V. So now when you hear plunge, it has a little bit of curve. Okay, it has a little bit of curve. Let me do it like this. Okay, so it's going to blend in. can see this is no longer straight. It's a little bit of curve. Okay, this is called plunge neckline. Okay, let's cut it out. You see, it is not V. You see, it's not a straight sharp line. It has a little bit of curve. So we call this plunge neckline. It's a bit deep inside, like it's all at times it's the deep, it ends maybe on the bust point, or even it goes into the cleavage. Okay, so this is how it look like. Thank you for watching.